Bobby Heenan, the missing link. Your man, I know you've got a devil of a time controlling him going against Ivan Putski.
I do not have a devil of a time controlling the missing link.
So sometimes you don't even get him to the ring.
Sometimes he takes the wrong turn.
It could happen.
It can happen to anybody. Haven't you ever gone up the wrong aisle? Gotten in the wrong car?
I did once.
Yeah, left out the window the wrong way when you heard the bell ring? Uh-huh. Well, I'm going to tell you something about the missing link and Ivan Putski. Now, the Cow Palace, I don't particularly like the Cow Palace here in San Francisco.
Why is that?
Because I don't like the aroma of animals. That's why. I don't like cows. I don't like livestock. But Putski should feel right at home. He's going to think he's back home with Mom and Dad. Well, as much as it's the outdoor scent to you, it's the same to the link. Now, put that down. Okay, stop it now.
If you can't control this man,
I can control him. Now, let me talk about John Studd and George Wells. Wells is from the Bay Area.
He's from Oakland.
From Oakland. Wow, what a claim to fame that is. That's a beautiful town, Oakland. Should put the city limit signs on the same post. Well, Studd's got $15,000 for anybody that can slam him. Mr. Wells, you played football, correct?
He did.
Canadian football, wasn't it?
Correct.
It's like Sandlot.
Oh, no,
or
please.
For the 49ers or the Raiders, he could have played for them. They're the same as Sandlot ball. But you want to pick up $15,000, all you got to do is pick up Studd. It's that simple. And then you can take $15,000 and have a whale of a time in Oakland. Oh, yeah.
I thank you very much, Bobby Heenan.
What a
Cow
great
Palace
time
in
you can
San
have in
Francisco on
Oakland.
the 17th, and we're going to be right back after this. Thank you.
Another thing.
We had, say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's house,
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
What is going on, Ring Time Pro Wrestling? Keith and Keshia in the building. Keshia, say hi to the people.
Hello, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
We are coming here live. It's going to be a short show tonight because I'm tired, Keshia's tired, but we feel like we need to get one out. And I think the stuff we got to talk about is not going to be an extensive one, so we're going to get through it and have some fun. Those of you who got the pleasure of tuning into SmackDown on last Friday, your boy made the Thunderdome. I wish I had a sound effect that instead of single bullet, I wanted to go pop, pop, pop. I was in the Thunderdome. I thought I was going to get kicked out of the Thunderdome. And I'm going to tell you what.
Oh, what did you do?
No, I didn't do anything. Leah was having like a small crisis. So I went to her room and talked to her. And if you go off camera, they tell you they're going to kick you out. They did not kick me out, which is cool because the times in the beginning, I was not visible to the television audience. Nicole said I was because her and her mom was watching downstairs, and they said I was up in the corner somewhere. I did not see myself till I got some prime real estate, which starts between like the Bianca Belair Tasha. I said Tasha. Sasha Banks segment. Oh boy, I know I'm tired. I was about to say Tasha. I was about to double down on that shit. Sasha. It's a reasonable mistake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tasha Banks. See, it might even be better. Anyway, I was watching it, and then I thought I got moved. I was like, oh shit, I got moved. Then I looked up. I'm like, oh, I'm right there in the mix. So for the last hour of the show, it was pretty interesting. I'm not going to go too behind the scenes of the Thunderdome, but I'll say this. So I thought they pumped their crowd noise, Keith, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do not. You have live mics. Everybody's on a live mic. And they warn you because they want you saying, like, this is some bullshit on national television. Because they will kick you out. But they do try to encourage you of which way you should go. So, like, you're ahead of, like, the actual TV audience. And then they're like, here comes Roman Reigns. Big boos, everybody. Come on, let's boo. So it's that kind of shit. But I was there. I might do it again. Now that I'm in the mix, I can do it more regularly. get it together. But yeah, man, it was a fun time in the Thunderdome, and I'm glad I got to do that. Keish, how was your week?
The week was long. It was very long. I'm so glad it's over. For me, as far as the work week goes, because it was getting on my nerves. I was so sick of it. But other than that, everything has been fine. Home life is great. Just everything else has been good. How about you?
It's going good. I'm working from home. As we discussed earlier, I'm tired. I would love to quit my job. My wife told me no to my original proposal, but she don't know. 3 good months, man. I got a number. If I hit that number for 3 months straight, I'm out. Now, I can't hit double that number and be like I'm out. I can't hit 2 good months, miss a month, then the third, you know what I mean? No, I got 3 consecutive months, but if I hit a certain number each month, I'm out. Not doing that day job, no shit no more. But other than that, been cool. Can't complain. My car's at the shop getting the dent fixed. I finally got that taken care of. They told me it'd be middle of next week, which kind of hurt my heart. I think that's why I was holding on to the car. I was I didn't want to not have my car. You know what I mean? But I'm tired of walking around with a dent in my new shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, Keith. Man, that lady hit my car. I don't think I had a whole good week yet. I'm ain't this a bitch? And that was the same day my cable got turned off because they clipped the cord. Man, I was going through it. I was like, the universe is conspiring against me. But neither here nor there. So you ready to talk some wrestling?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So basically, this show won't be long. But the biggest happenings of the week kind of confined to, one show. So let's get to it. Raw is the first Raw after Elimination Chamber, right? No, it's the second Raw. Last week was the first one. Because Miz got a reprieve to delay his title shot with Lashley. Lashley defeated Strowman, so Lashley gets a 1-on-1 shot. Lashley was like, yo, when it's going down, Miz was like, nah, I can't do it. Got bubble guts. I'm not going to tell you that it's untrue that the man had bubble guts. You know what I mean? Because when he was sitting on the ground holding his stomach, I feel like his stomach hurt legit. I know a stomach ache when I see one. But, no, I'm just saying. I know a stomach ache when I see one. But, eventually we got to it. But, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Let's talk about it. Drew had an interesting match. This was the first time we saw Drew. Because he didn't show up last week.
Right.
So he kind of licked his wounds. And this is the first time we saw the former champ. He made his statements. He did his talking. And he's interested in getting his belt back. But first he has to deal with Sheamus. Sheamus, who I think did not want to be in this position either. But still don't like Drew. Right? I thought they put on a very good match. I thought it was a definitely solid clinic and brutality with a level of decency. This is a crew that would need 3 shots. You know what I'm saying? But then we got one, right? But
right.
I think it showed because they have the history, they have the size, they have all the tools that make the feud good, right? But there's no David and Goliath. There's no back down. There's no maneuvering, trying to get somebody, out of town or something. This is just a head-up thing. And I thought that match was one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. And that's a lot, because, I don't like just throwing away praise like that. But that was it. What did you think? Or were you more concerned with Nia Jax versus Naomi? Which I thought was interesting because Naomi is in a different position because she's coming back. They strapped her with Lana, which basically is like creative has nothing for you. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they have just been like, no. I'm laughing at the show. They got Dynamite on playing in the background, and Big Show came on. Well, Paul White. And his new T-shirt, AEW, says "No More BS," which you can interpret as "No More Big Show," but it also can be interpreted as "No More Bullshit."
Right. Exactly.
I like the latter, but maybe not. So, but Naomi's kind of stuck. Nia gets the win. Look good as usual. You know what I mean? Hope we get out of my whole spot. You know what I mean? So we got through Lance. Charlotte defeats Shayna. Charlotte decides she wants to now be number one contender for the Women's title when Naomi wasn't there because she got concussed by Asuka. But, interesting. Riddle and Lucha House Party defeated Retribution. Retribution then went on back with a match with Ali, who was able to defeat Riddle, who I feel for Ali. Like, out of all the characters I feel for, it's Ali. And, no. So, Ali is the guy who could have been Kofi instead of Kofi, right? Kofi gets his shot in that elimination chamber because Ali gets hurt, but then it just catches on like wildfire after that. But, wow. In my head, I just saw somebody choking, and then I'm not choking up myself lip to her. It's just, I don't know. Like, it just went, my brain went totally left. It was like, oh snap. Like, my body got ways to tell me, like, dude, you need to get some sleep.
Okay.
But that was that. Final match. Bobby Lashley finally gets his hands on the Miz. After Miz ran out in the first match and got counted out, to secure that doesn't happen, they made a stipulation where, stuff starts coming kind of weird or wacky with the thing and the person,
Yeah.
turn over.
But we got our outcome. Whatever the case may be, it's the ending that matters. Because that was the whole point. I mean, and I have to honestly say that I had to look up what was going on to make sure this was real, because I hadn't seen the match at first. Like, I was getting all these like tweets and this stuff and everything saying that Lashley had won and that he was champion. And I was like, no, somebody's lying to me because I know this can't be true. But it just turned out to be true. Lashley won the title from The Miz that night, and I was excited. I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably excited for him. It's well deserved. It is definitely well deserved.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So, I felt so good seeing that man hold that belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of the people who came back congratulating him, that kind of thing. And it's just like,
Right.
So, first time in a long time, dominant, imposing champion. And shout out to MVP.
Right.
Do you realize that then Shelton Benjamin wasn't even on TV that much? Cedric Alexander was just getting jobbed out because I guess he got into it with Vince. My man said,
Right. He got them together. And it's crazy because you're right, they weren't getting, well, Cedric and Shelton, I know, weren't getting TV time. You know, we questioned it. They were still there, you know. And then you had Lashley, who was in this incredibly dumb storyline. I mean, just absolutely stupid. And everything changed once MVP got involved. I love it. The Hurt Business is one of my favorite factions, period. Like, I am just thrilled that now they have the WWE champion. Saying F, I'm doing too much. And the Raw Tag Team titles, you know what I'm saying, all together. Last time this happened was when Kofi won the title at WrestleMania, and it was him and the Xavier and Big E. I think they had the SmackDown Tag Team titles, though, at that point. And nonetheless, you know, loving the black excellence that's going on with it all. You know what I'm saying? The Hurt Business is definitely money right now. And MVP is doing an incredible job with this. So kudos to him. Kudos to Lashley for definitely getting that belt across his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping for bigger things for the faction as a whole. But honestly, it's well deserved. And I'm excited. You know, I have to say I'm excited to see what happens next, you know? So, but I think it was a great ending to Raw. Definitely worth watching. And another thing that I actually seen earlier is, like, you know, people talk about The Miz, but people don't understand how great of a wrestler he is. The accolades that this man has is incredible. You know what I'm saying? And he's a definite Hall of Famer. Like, Bobby Lashley didn't just beat anybody. And personally, even with his title reign just being just a week, it was worth watching. So it could go on. It might not. But at the same time, you know, it was worth it. It was worth seeing. And I just wonder how everything's going to get set up for WrestleMania as we go into, because we're in WrestleMania season now. So I just want to see how, you know, how this is going to play out with Lashley being champion and everything. But hopefully it lands in his favor. He goes to WrestleMania to retain the title, and we see more of him from there. Because to me, that would definitely be worth it all. I love the sportsmanship, though, with Lashley giving Liz his props, letting the new people know, like, he ain't just anybody. You know, don't think that, you know, even though I do deserve this title, you know, I had a great opponent. That, to me, is commendable. So, yeah. It's a lot. It is a lot, but it's definitely, I think, to me, it's definitely a draw for Raw, you know. And it's definitely worth seeing. So, I don't know. But MVP is he lives up to his name. I'll give him that. So, but, you know, we'll see what happens next with him in the title. That's really all you can do.
Yeah. I'm trying to go down. I think we're going to take a break We'll come back. We'll finish up with news and notes, and then we will overview AEW NXT, and then we out of here.
Cool.
Yeah, so I am just trying to get us to where we need to be, and once that happens, we are good to go. And it's crazy because I can't find stuff I need when I need it.
That is crazy.
But
that sounds like my everyday right there.
Yeah, so.
Chess, so let's give the man a moment.
Yeah, I do have something to get off my chest. I'm happy you're here, Sean, because I used to idolize you. Hell, we all used to idolize you. Emphasis on the used to. You had a chance to write your ticket. You had a chance to go off into the sunset as the greatest performer of all time. And what did you do? Every single chance you got, you shuffled back out here and waved to the crowd. It was embarrassing. It was as embarrassing as those wannabe legends last night, as embarrassing as Goldberg in a wrestling ring. You were embarrassing. I'm going to tell you something that no one else around here has the guts to say to your face. You were embarrassing.
I'm not going to disagree with you. It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. But you want to know something? What's more embarrassing to me is working your whole career, giving everything you got, and still left with nothing except being known as a second-rate Shawn Michaels wannabe.
Oh, he said it. He went there, Tom. Oh.
So here we are, right? I'm trying to think. I'm looking at I don't even think I played the halftime promo. I'm so out of it, Keish.
You are. It's cool. I understand.
Yeah, y'all listen, my apologies. It's just been a long day. So let's get to the news and notes. Jim Crockett Jr. passed away. I'm going to do a write-up on the website. That's probably going to be more in-depth. But Jim Crockett Jr. is probably one of the people most responsible for the modern wrestling that you see. Because he took over Jim Crockett Promotions when his dad passed, right?
Right.
So that was Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, which evolved to WCW before it was bought by Turner. Ric Flair got to flourish there. Anybody who's anybody wrestled there. Dusty, he introduced us to Dusty in a different capacity. So Dusty was always a top draw. Dusty always, wherever territory he went, was big, but he gave Dusty the book. So Dusty booking on national TV and a national promotion. We got the mind of Dusty Rhodes, which is something I think we'll be forever grateful for.
True.
So, shout out to Jim Crockett and the Crockett family. You know what I mean? And rest in peace.
Yeah.
Keshia, Kayla Braxton comes out as bi and then has to deactivate her Twitter.
Why did she have to deactivate her Twitter?
Oh, you know people. You know this
That's
internet.
terrible.
People ain't
terrible.
Shit.
Yeah.
People ain't shit. So.
Well, I don't like them. Like, that's why I don't like them. Hell, this is crazy. Like, y'all. Like, why do y'all do this to people? Like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Folks can't even be honest with y'all without y'all attacking them. This is terrible.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was
attacking
or people probably sending dick pics to her DMs, but
yeah, because they fucking gross. Like, yeah, that shit is harassment, people. Like, oh my God, that just, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, these people. Shout out to Caleb Braxton, though. You know, you're dope for what you're doing, but I can't, man. I'm sorry. I hate hearing stuff like that. Like why do people got to be such trash? Like, why do y'all have to be trash out here?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So, what else you got, man? That shit, I'm sorry, it just irks me a little bit. Like, what is wrong with folks? Like, y'all really out here doing too much? Like, to the point where somebody got to deactivate their Twitter? Like, damn, people can't even be honest with y'all. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah, so here we are. So who's signing with AEW at Revolution? Right now they have tipped a big idea that after the Big Show signing, there's going to be one more major signing. All kinds of names have been floated out there. Keith, who do you think is signing with AEW?
You know what?
Talent.
I've been wrecking my brain about it, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I have been, like, really, like, wrecking my brain and trying to figure it out and trying to take guesses. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
So, CM Punk and Dave Bautista both have ruled themselves out.
Right.
You know, you never know. I'm trying to think who's not wrestling right now that people would want to see. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where it would go. And I find it hard pressed to figure out who that might be. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Also, Jericho talks about how Sting and Big Show are at AEW because the disrespect they felt at WWE and how they would book Raw, you know, being going out. Here's what I'm going to say to that. You're going to get a lot more crossover just because there's a new game in town and that other game has money.
Right.
Right? So, what the WWE got to ride on for a few years, especially guys would go to TNA, but it wasn't a lot of money in TNA. So, really the only place to really be on a big platform with a big budget was in WWE. ROH did okay, but they didn't pay that much. You know what I mean? Now, here you are in WWE. AEW is paying similar. They've attracted the big names because of the relationship with Turner. You know what I mean? So, I'd be interested.
Yeah, true. Me too.
NXT is possibly moving to Tuesday. Keish, is that a concession that the Wednesday Night War wasn't working?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, to me, that sounds like, you know, AEW got the upper hand. That's what it sounds like to me. Especially just you're moving just one night over, you know, but at the same time, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that WWE had got tired of having to fight for the spotlight, I guess. You know, you got AEW happening on Wednesdays and a lot of people tuning in. So I think the move to Tuesday night is definitely worth it. I think it's definitely a smart idea. It's definitely a big decision.
I think if they also start trying to get back close to what they were before, competed on television every week.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, to each his own. Ahmed Johnson said he's not going to the WWE Hall of Fame, and it's because Vince told him he wasn't going. I could tell you Ahmed Johnson wasn't going because that motherfucker wasn't no Hall of Famer.
Right. Right.
He ain't no all-time great. He's just a dude that wrestled and we happen to remember him.
Right.
He was the only black dude with muscles walking around. At his time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, some people are delusional. Keith, what you think of AEW Dynamite this week?
Are you being this past week? You know, like yesterday?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay. So I'm gonna get to the big part because I missed AEW last night, unfortunately, because I had to work. But I did see what is the biggest news in AEW, and that was Shaq. He was teaming up with Jada Rose, and he was wrestling against Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. So Shaq was actually in the match, and he then did a whole powerbomb on Cody, and he outside the ring, and he powerbombing other people, and he was actually active. It was
so
a sight to see.
I'm going to be happy with this. One, they'll keep using him as an attraction, and maybe we might get Shaq versus Big Show finally, right?
Right.
I thought the comedic timing was working. I thought a lot of things were good, but then when it came down to it, the brass tacks, Cargill gets the pin. She did a good job, but I can't count out Velvet Cake. You know what I mean? But Shaq and Cody, I think, definitely made that show. Shaq going through a table, he sold it, and I don't know how good he sold it because I turned to TNT tonight to see like them picking the draft, and he wasn't there. I'm like, dang, they really selling this. Like Shaq got really jacked up at the wrestling.
Right.
But yeah, so it was good. I thought NXT was decent. You know, it with Cole and Finn Balor at the end. I'm like, all right, let's just get our match going. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I honestly was having mixed feelings at first because of the breakup of Undisputed Era, but I think it's good for them. You know.
Well, it was a matter of time. They had to break up. Like it was like 4 years continuous. Something had to give.
Yeah. So I think it was best for them to go ahead and end the faction. It definitely is going to be a great climb for the individual members as they go on their separate journeys. I personally think that it's going to be a more positive outlook for them all now that they are on their own. So, it's dope to me. I think this is definitely work. But I'm tired of the random attacks on Finn Balor. Like, can we just not? Can we just stop that part? Like, this is just getting stupid. Like, y'all, leave him alone, man. Like, just at least for one show. Jeez. I get that you are trying to sell the whole, hunt for the title and that, but I mean, y'all, calm down. Like, quit the random attacks, please. Like, this is just stupid. Like,
stop the hate crimes.
Right.
Y'all out here hating.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, all right, chill. Can we chill, please? Because y'all doing too much. But from what I read, NXT was decent. I'm not, I'm not going to sit here and say that it wasn't. But that's something that I think it's starting to get overused, and it's just too much. Like, all right, like, we get it. Finn's the champion. Y'all want the title. Like, stop doing this already. Like, figure out another way to antagonize him and get on his nerves. Like that's what you need to do. But I digress. You know what? I don't know if I have anything else for either show, honestly.
Well,
so, but I will say this. I was reading about Scorpio Sky doing commentating, and you know what's so funny is people were like, "Oh, he sounds so arrogant, and he's just this, and this," and it's like, I mean, doesn't that play into his character? Like, I don't understand what y'all want from the man. Like, what are we doing? Like, I laugh at wrestling comments in like the wrestling groups I'm in at times, because it's like, how seriously are you taking this right now? You know, some things, of course, like if we're talking about on the show, like if once they doing the show and everything, to me everything's work. I'm not even going to sit here and, you know, but if we were saying, if this was something that was, you know, done outside of AEW Dynamite, then I would probably be like, yeah, he's just doing too much. He just sounds ridiculous. But, you know, I mean, yeah, you know, but we're talking about the show here. Like, I don't know what y'all want. Like, y'all gonna need you to chill. Like, because true wrestler fans know, man, it's just the work. That's what he's doing. He's doing his job. Leave it alone. Like, what? I don't know what else you expect. I don't know who this person is that they have signed. I'm out of guesses. I'm not even going to sit here and try and guess anymore. Like, you know, because I don't even know what direction they'll go in. It's like, what? You know, and like you said, Batista and CM Punk have ruled themselves out. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not touching it. I'm going to leave it alone. But I didn't got nothing else. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done with both. So I just had to throw in that little tidbit, because it just irks my nerves sometimes. You know, I part of me want to get out these wrestling groups I'm in on Facebook. That's what I think I need to be doing, because they get you riled up, especially some of the opinions and posts. It's like, what is this? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Right.
Like, be a wrestler. If you're a wrestling fan, be a wrestling fan. I'm not saying that we don't have our opinions, because, of course, hey, look where we at now. But, geez, like, some of them are just negative all the time. And it's like, I'm going to need y'all to calm down. So, all right, I'm done. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to get off my soapbox for the night. So, I'm trying to think if there was anything that I missed in the news, because I feel like there was something else that I wanted to add to it. You know how you draw a blank? I think I'm drawing a blank. So, yeah, I have to excuse me, people. I do this all the time. I go to think about something and I forget, and then it's terrible. You know. I would say I'm getting old, but I'm young. I'm not using that excuse no more. But that's it. Okay, I'm done. I promise. Oh, what was that? I think our nephew might have snuck downstairs. Okay, never mind. He's upstairs. So, all right, people. Keith, is this it for us tonight?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man. I think we can wrap this up. I'm looking at the notes. I don't see anything else that's pressing. I appreciate you diving in there, knocking it out the park for us, as always.
Of course, you know, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I try to do my thing, you know, entertain the people, of course, because, hey, you know, I'm glad y'all tuned in for us. I'm glad that you're listening. You know, hey, we're going to try this again next week. I think we should. You know what? I think that would be a great thing to do on my birthday, because that's what's going to be next week.
Yeah, Keshia, you know.
That's next Thursday, baby. I'm turning 34 next Thursday. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think this would be a great addition. to my birthday. Yeah, we gonna do that. So y'all tune in next week because we're gonna do my birthday broadcast, and I'm excited about that. Like, that's gonna be dope. So, and we love y'all, and y'all have a wonderful night, people.
All right, and good night.
Bye.